Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video review. I figure this gun's short enough I can put it on the table here, so we're going to do an actual tabletop video this time. And today we're taking a look at the Specna Arms SA-F04 Flex AEG Airsoft Rifle. No shooting in this video, that'll follow up when I do the shooting video. Once I get around to getting to some of my field test shooting videos that are stacking up on me here. But today we're going to take a good look at this. We're going to talk specifications, pros and cons. I'll give you a good look around this product so you can get an idea what it looks like, what its main features are. All right, let's start with the specifications. This is made by Specna Arms. It's based on the AR or M4 platform. It shoots in both semi and full auto with a selector switch there, which when I do the walk around, you'll get to see it. It shoots 6mm plastic airsoft BBs and has a 300 round high cap or maybe mid cap magazine. It is spring fed. It does use that little winder on the bottom, so it is a higher capacity magazine. We'll call it a high cap mag. It's mainly made out of polymer receiver for lightweight handling. That would be the upper and the lower. The metal parts include the outer barrel, the buffer tube, and some controls like the selector switch and maybe a few others, pins, things like that. The weight is around 4.7 pounds or approximately 2.1.25 kilograms. Now the length is adjustable due to the collapsible stock, typically around 27 to 30 inches. Again, depending on stock position. The barrel length is 9 inches with a 14mm counterclockwise threading for that flash hider on the front, which by the way, you do get the orange one. The orange one was actually installed on it. The orange one is plastic. I took it off and put the metal black one on. I think it looks better, don't you? Now the inner tight bore barrel is approximately 6.03 millimeters and non-rifled of course. And you're going to expect approximately 380 FPS using the included or installed M120 spring. You could swap it out and put the M90 spring in there for some lower velocities if you want to. And the sights are adjustable for windage and elevation. They mount there on the Picatinny rail and they're an iron sight, although they're mostly plastic. This unit features a rotary hop-up chamber. It provides consistent accuracy and range. And it also has the version 2 gearbox with a quick spring change system called the ESA, which allows spring swap without disassembly. It does have a MOSFET system for improved trigger response and electronics lifespan. Now that rear adjustable stock has 6 positions you can put it in. And the recommended battery would be an 11.1 volt LiPo for the maximum rate of fire and quicker trigger response. You're also going to find sling mounts on the front and rear. Now included in the box, you do get the M90 spring if you want lower velocities, maybe for more close quarters type shooting. Now it also comes with this trigger programming card there for the HAL system programming card. And you know, that's a different video because there's a little bit of programming involved here. Not something I want to do in this video. Again, you get that flash hider right here, the orange one, right? You also get a cleaning rod slash jam rod, right? Nice and flexible. And another thing I wanted to mention, I was a bit confused. You do have to go through this quick, basically enabling the gun. And here's the instructions on how to do it. When it's in safe, essentially after your battery's connected, you hold that trigger down for 5 seconds until you get basically a beep sound, which means it's ready to go, and then you can use it. Otherwise, you're gonna think this gun is bricked because it'll just beep 3 times no matter what and not shoot. So definitely make sure you do that first to activate the trigger. Kind of nice that it has that safety feature. Now you do get this little manual here, so you're gonna need to basically go and scan that with your phone, get to the website, and then download the appropriate manual for your product. There's a few other things in the box. Right, just this guy here, some stickers it looks like, right? And that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. I can't really show you the box too much. I'll just kind of do a scan by, just so you can see the colors and stuff. They do have a nice product box, right? Specna Arms, you can see it looks pretty nice. Yeah, I can't really show you too much. I'll scan the back here quick so you can kind of see. It's got some, basically some information there on it, right? So talks a little bit about the gun, some of the key components, you know, how to do some of the spring changes and things like that, right? Shows that barrel, the S magazine, 300, so it's 380 BBs. I said 300, I lied. So it is more of a high kappa mag, like I kind of suggested. So 380 BBs in that magazine. Someone's lying. Pretty sure I just took those specs off of our website, so someone's lying. I don't want to be that guy. All right, let's do a quick walk around. Show you around this gun. It is a really nice gun. And by the way, in Canada, this is only $199. It's a really, I think it's a very nice product. You know, it's not super heavy. It's kind of lightweight, but not overly light. You know, it's got a nice texture. Everything's really good. Yeah, there's a bit of plastic. The receiver is plastic, but that sometimes makes these things a little more durable in some ways. Plastic is not a bad thing, but you can see here you have metal where you need it. You've got some metal in here, the dust cover. Some of the controls, like the ambidextrous selector switch, is metal. The trigger, I think it's metal. I'm not 100% sure. Your forward assist is metal. Your buffer tube is going to be metal. With this ring here is going to be metal. Also, this charging handle has a lot of metal in it. Now the sights are going to be mostly plastic. Pop-up sights with adjustable in the front for elevation, right there, and then adjustable for windage in the back. It looks like you have different peep options here. So you got the wider peep, the narrower peep there, so that's kind of nice. You've got rails all over the place, sling mounts there you can see. Looks like some M-LOK opportunities here for M-LOK hardware, right? There's your flash hider. This one's all metal, so that's nice. Adds a tiny little bit more weight if you take the plastic one off. Yeah, you've got all your branding, your stickers here, Specna arm stickers, holographic. You do have a nice magazine. Again, 380 rounds, not 300 like I said, like I lied to you about. You know, just load it up, obviously, right? 380 rounds, load her up good. Plastic. I'm sure it's going to work with a lot of AR style magazines, right? There's your trigger. And again, it's programmable, which is nice. So you can make it a little lighter, a little shorter, a little longer, whatever you want to do. Have it do different things in different modes for you. Again, ambidextrous safety. Okay, I'm going to quickly just give you an idea of the rate of fire with an 11.1 volt battery. So we'll pop that in there real quick. I just want you to see this. Okay, so we should be good to go. I'm just going to put it in semi. Make sure I don't. Full auto. Lots of rounds coming out of there if it were loaded up. So nice high rate of fire with the standard 11.1 volt battery. You can go a little lower in voltage if you want to. You just get a slower rate of fire, and your trigger response will be a little bit more sluggish because it takes a little bit longer to wind that spring back. So easy to adjust this. Again, fully adjustable rear stock. You've got this nice sort of textured cheek area, rubberized butt plate. It's quite a nice stock. Sling mounts. I like it. I think it looks good. I think it's a really nice gun. It's a nice, I'd say it's a nice compromise between weight, price, features. I mean, it's got everything going on. There's nothing more you really need to get out there and play with this guy. You know, obviously there's all these metal, you know, high quality products with all sorts of metal everywhere, all that kind of stuff, a little weightier. But, you know, this is probably at the end of the day going to work and perform just as nicely for you, and maybe be a little bit more lightweight and maybe more durable. Like, you know, a lot of people like metal, but I've talked about it before. When you drop something that's metal on the ground, you risk breaking it, like not just scratching it, but metal, especially if it's a pot metal, can break. It'll just break, like, you know, like snap in half. Things will chip off. I mean, that's the problem. Plastic is got a little flex in it, so if you drop it, it flexes before it breaks, and more often than not, you'll be okay. And if you do scratch plastic, this is going to be the same color all the way through, so you're not going to see all the bare metal underneath. It's just going to be a little scratch that'll be the same color, so it doesn't show wear and tear quite as much. So not always a bad thing, you know, given all those factors. All right, let's put that magazine back in. Let's go this side. All right, let's talk some pros and cons here. Now, it is based on the AR platform, so there's all kinds of customization you can do with this. You know, all sorts of magazines available, all sorts of different options, rear stocks, flash hiders, all kinds of hardware you can mount on this product, specifically for ARs. It does have the ESA quick spring change system for versatility. Has a nice durable build, like I was mentioning, with reinforced polymer construction and metal parts where they matter. You have that 6-position adjustable stock and fully adjustable front and rear sights for windage and elevation. You've got the metal gearbox, and key internal parts are going to be metal as well. And it has that HAL ETU system, which improves trigger control and programmability. There's also something called the TDC Magnus rotary hop-up, which supports consistent shot performance. And again, it has that V2 gearbox, which enhances durability and internal stability. You're also going to find that M-LOK handguard with Picatinny rails that supports accessories and different options for mounting hardware. And the price point is very good for such a quality, full-featured product like this one. Alright, a few cons. The polymer receiver may feel less premium than full metal, but again, sometimes that's a good thing in terms of damage control, overall how it's going to look over time with some wear and tear. Something I didn't mention already is that battery compartment will require a fairly small battery, a specific size and shape battery to fit in that buffer tube area, but that's not uncommon with AEG rifles these days. Alright, stay tuned for the field test shooting review, which I can't promise when I'm going to make it. I got a lot of field test shooting videos to do, but it will be down the road. I do want to test this gun out. And if you're interested in buying it, we do have it in our Canada Replica Airgun store over at replicairguns.ca. I'll put a link in the description to buy it. I'm pretty sure we also have it in the US store, so I'll put links in the description to buy it in the US there as well over at replicairguns.us. If you're interested in other products, air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories, then check out replicairguns.ca for Canada, and replicairguns.us for the US, and replicairguns.com for articles, posts, reviews, and additional information, and whatever else I might have left out in this video review. Alright, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.